Allan Namu, who now joins us live. John Allan, good evening. You've had the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, what he has to say. Do you have any response?
Yes. He claims that we never reached out to the ministry. That's a lie. On the 15th of February this year, we reached out via their email. We reached out to one of his assistants, Marete. His ministry is the only government department that did not respond to our claim. So when he says that I am a crook and I am a liar, perhaps he should take a hard look in the mirror.
Wow. Cabinet Secretary, so he says that he actually reached out to the ministry 15th of February. You didn't see that communication?
The ministry is not me. Yeah? There are many people in the ministry. It should be saying sent to my email, to the office of the Cabinet Secretary, to the attention of my secretaries or my PA. That is how it would have gotten to me.
That is exactly what we did. It's John Marat in your office.
Let him share the email, the phone number of the people you got into.
What the minister is saying, is respect to his office. What the minister is saying is his office. And over the past few days, if people have been listening to the Senate hearings and to the parliamentary hearings about what's been happening, including his own statement about that fertilizer. Everything that we have been saying has been borne out by facts and by science. I don't know what right the minister has against me personally or against Africa, but the work that we have done is above board, it stands above board, and it will remain above board.
Right.
If he has things that can controvert what we are saying, let him table the evidence. It is his opportunity to do this. And finally, Sam, you must remember that it is in the public's interest that we are doing this work. I'm not doing this work because I have a personal gripe against Mithika Linturi. I do not know him from Adam. And again, if he has a personal gripe against me, he should take it up with me personally, not to try and mislead the nation in such a serious time.
All right, so Cabinet Secretary, I'm sure you're having challenges hearing John Allan, but what exactly he's talking about is that he did the due diligence of confirming and getting the side of your story from the ministry. So how should Kenyans who have questions about products in the agricultural sector, how are they supposed to deal with it if the Cabinet Secretary does not read newspapers, is busy, probably not available?
I have said the ministry is big, and any matter that is unrest to me, you can ask the donor community or anybody. Any matter that is unrest to me, of national interest, of concern, I deal with it within 24 hours. This I am telling you because it's not one, it is not two. And it is, I would really have wanted, because I've told my officers, any matter that touches on issues to do with the public because of the respect I have for honor and the respect for this people, the people in this country and my oath of office, let the matter, what you can't handle. So let the matter come.
You say in 24 hours you do respond. I
do respond.
This took you more than 2 weeks.
I'm telling you, it was never brought to my attention, and that's why I'm challenging him to give us the phone number, the email address that he used, so that we can also try to check and know whether I'm fine or not.
John Allan, what are you saying?
Mr. Linturi is saying that it was not brought to his attention. It is not my responsibility, beyond reaching out via the official channels that we have done, to then take it to his office personally. He has official communication channels. We reached out via Kilimo. We spoke to Mr. Marete, who is in his office. We reached out. Our journalist, Ms. Gihiri, wrote to him on the 15th of February this year. The story ran on the 10th of March. So this thing of saying that he was not served personally is not a personal. He's a cabinet secretary serving on behalf of the Republic of Kenya. He must remember that. And I'm taking very, very great exception to the fact that he keeps on dragging our name through the mud when it is us who have brought this issue to the attention of the public. Mr. Linturi, if he is what he is told as a cabinet secretary, must apologize to our organization and to the nation for doing something like this.
Okay, maybe you may respond so that we can move on.
I've not heard to what I'm responding to.
No, he's saying that you have been defaming the organization that he works with or he works for Which is unwarranted. He also says that the story that they run is not a personal interest, it's the question of public interest, which I believe you would be interested in.
Gituko, you know, I've just been making very fair comments.
Right,
about him and the people that he works around with.
Calling someone a crook is not fair.
Yeah, because you see, I don't think I'm telling you just show me I sin, but I am telling you the number of times that I've made reference to where he works or he works with is because this is not, he should also tell this, the people of this country, this is not the first time he has written a story and a report like this on me, on issues that he never substantiated. I ran me and I kept quiet. I decided not even to go to court. So when I'm told he's done a story of these things, that I don't bother because I don't want to get to that history.
Okay.
Right? Because there's a different chapter I have started. So please understand, and what I'm saying is a fair comment I did. Right? So you must really understand where I'm coming from.
Sorry, John Allan, I want us to come to the end of this. What did you want to reply to?
Yeah. When Mr. Linturi is referencing stories that we have done about him before, again, these are based on evidence. If he bothered to look through the story, he would see that it was based on evidence that we found from the integrated financial management system about an issue of procurement of gold medals. While he was senator, we had companies that he owned or had a controlling interest in. We did our research. We did our work. We again did it in the public interest. He was the vice chair of the Senate Committee on Agriculture at the time that this was happening. So if he thinks that there's something personal I have against him, again, I do not know this person. I do not know him beyond the fact that he is a public officer. And again, if it is fair comment that he is speaking, if it is fair comment that he's saying that he has given, let him prove what it is about our story is crooked, what it is about me specifically that is crooked. We have courts of law that are both open to myself as well as to him. If he thinks that there is a personal issue between me and him. But again, Sam, this is a distraction. The thing about the fertilizer issue is it is a public interest issue, period.
All right.
Whether he calls me a crook from sun up to sunset, he can continue doing it, but let him go before the public and make himself his ministry position clear about the issuance of fertilizer that is either substandard or fake, as we had shown in our documentary. That's it, Sam.
All right. Thank you so much, John.
And let me say this.
Yes, your final word.
Because I don't want them to continue misleading the public. You know, it's just mentioned that I did work when I was the chair or the vice chair of the Agriculture Committee in Parliament. I have never served in a committee, in any committee of agriculture, either in the Senate or in the Assembly, of the National Assembly. And that is what he's repeating. That's what I'm saying. It's wrong, it's misleading.
What was your committee while at the Senate?
I sat in many. I was vice chair of public investment. In the National Assembly, I was the chair of Public Investment Committee.
Okay.
I sat in energy. I sat in legal affairs. So I sat in many committees.
Never in agriculture?
Never in agriculture.
Okay, all right. So, I want us to conclude this, but not long ago, I think it was sometime last year, there were donations of fertilizer to this country from Algeria as well as Russia. Where is that fertilizer?
Of course, the fertilizer. You remember that's why we've been able to really sustain and be able to use that to really supply our farmers with specific crop fertilizers is because we used that fertilizer to blend and make more bags.
Sam, this is a distraction. The thing about the fertilizer issue is it is a public interest issue, period.
All right.
Whether Sam, he calls me a crook from sun up to sunset, he can continue doing it, but let him go before the public and make himself his ministry position clear about the issuance of fertilizer that is either substandard or fake, as we had shown in our documentary. That's it, Sam.
All right. Thank you so much, John.
And let me say this.
Yes, your final word.
Because I don't want them to continue misleading the public. You know, it's just mentioned that I did work when I was the chair or the vice chair of the Agriculture Committee in Parliament. I have never served in a committee, in any committee of agriculture, either in the Senate or in the Assembly, of the National Assembly. And that is what he's repeating. That's what I'm saying. It's wrong, it's misleading.
What was your committee while at the Senate?
I sat in many. I was vice chair of public investment. In the National Assembly, I was the chair of Public Investment Committee.
Okay.
I sat in energy. I sat in legal affairs. So I started in many communities.
Never in agriculture?
Never in agriculture.
Okay, all right. So, I want us to conclude this, but not long ago, I think it was sometime last year, there were donations of fertilizer to this country from Algeria as well as Russia. Where is that fertilizer?
Of course, the fertilizer. You remember that's why we've been able to really sustain and be able to use that to really supply our farmers with the specific crop fertilizers, is because we used that fertilizer to blend and make more bags.